on Love 99.5 in Kumasi, MyJoyOnline.com, and affiliates in all 16 regions of Ghana, including Akpini FM Bando, Kitawon FM Saboba, ATL FM, Cape Coast Space FM Takwa, Gaskia FM in Techiman, and Radio Sangmali in Wa, also live on X Spaces, Facebook and YouTube. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. This afternoon, heavy security presence in Ho in the Volta region as Muslims there prepare for Juma prayers this afternoon, a week after gunmen stormed the mosque to attack worshippers. We have details coming to you now. Now, Ghana is also rising again, words of President Mahama, as he says the economy is poised for massive takeoff after what he described as a year of deliberate groundwork by his administration. We hear the view of an economist who says this may not exactly be the case.
We are deliberately and strategically building an economy that reduces over-dependence on foreign imports and foreign financing, or making sure that we've created an economy that creates jobs from growth. That kind of foundation, I haven't seen any of that foundation laid.
Also coming up, Ghana Union of Traders Association to continue trading without VAT as they await the new VAT receipt booklets from the GRA. We have sports, and in sports, record a turnout as Love FM's family party in the park dazzles Kumasi on New Year's Day at the Ratri Park.
This is the third time, that I'm being here. Make us say, I feel be Amra. I had your fun.
And the big one this evening.
You got to do it.
The 90s Jam is finally here, and as we prepare for this evening's extravaganza, some of our colleagues here at Joy News have been giving us a throwback of their favorite 90s song.
I don't want your number, no. I don't want to give you mine, and no. I don't want how we're doing it back in the 90s, yeah? I mean, back in school when we have variety shows.
Well, these and more with me, Maame Esi Nyamekye Thompson. This is Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible. Please stay. And let's get into the details now. There's heavy security presence in the Volta regional capital, Ho, as Muslim worshippers prepare for Juma prayers this afternoon. Authorities closed the main mosque and declared it a crime scene after heavily armed gunmen stormed it during prayers last week. The dispute involves two rival individuals claiming the title of regional chief imam. Let's take you live there now. I speak to Albert Kuzo, who is with MyJoyOnline.com. Albert, can you describe the situation there now?
Well, thank you, Maame. So, as we speak, there's heavy security presence here at the regional mosque in the regional capital, Ho, to be precise. And these men are from the 56th Artillery Regiment and the regional command of the Ghana Police Service. I can also see personnel from the National Security, all heavily armed, manning the main central mosque here in the capital. And as you just mentioned, this is as a result of what is happening in the region, the dispute between the leadership of the Muslim force here in the regional capital. So I also understand that the security were actually deployed for the past 3 days. That was on Wednesday when they deployed them. So it's like they are now on duty. Some people come in the morning, some come in the afternoon, some do night shift. And I understand this morning, as early as 3 a.m., another state were deployed ahead of today's Juma prayer. So for the security presence, there's heavy security armed officers here at the central mosque.
Right, Albert. So what's the current situation at the main mosque, and how are worshippers responding to the closure?
Main facilities are currently underlocked. I was there a few minutes ago, but I was not given the access to, see what is happening in there. But I understand it is heavily under padlock. Now, the Muslim force here at the Zongo, that is the main Muslim community in the regional capital, moved to one of the Pashi's house. This man's name is Alpha Anas. He's one of the Pashis fighting over the leadership. So as I'm speaking to you, I'm walking towards his house where the Muslim folks are preparing his house for today's Juma prayer. So from where I'm standing, I can see them mounting canopies, bringing march from their various homes, to prepare the grounds to perform today's Juma prayers. From where I can also see some of the youth mounting sound system here for the imam to lead prayer. So whilst the main facility is underlocked, the Muslim folks in the whole Zungu community are preparing one of the fascist homes to perform today's prayers.
Thank you so much, Albert Kuzo. Kindly follow up for us, and we'll definitely follow up in subsequent bulletins. Moving on, Ghana is rising again. Those are the words of President John Mahama as he projects a strong rebound for the economy in this year. Delivering his New Year message to Ghanaians last night, the president said his administration's first 12 years were dedicated to stabilizing the fundamentals and clearing obstacles that have long undermined growth.
1 year ago, we inherited a nation in distress, an economy on its knees, unemployment crushing our youth, infrastructure crumbling, public trusts eroded, and hope dimming in the eyes of our people. We're told that the recovery would take a generation, but I knew something our critics did not know. I knew the resilient spirit of the Ghanaian people. At the dawn of the new year, I stand before you to say our beloved nation Ghana is rising again. We've accomplished a lot together in the past 12 months through prudent management and difficult but necessary reforms. We've reduced inflation from the distressing levels above 23% by the end of 2024 and are hopeful to end 2025 with inflation at single digits of just above 5%. We have achieved relative currency stability and on track to be ranked among the best performing currencies in the world for 2025. We're accelerating economic growth and creating more opportunities for our young people. We've restored business confidence and have seen a significant increase in both domestic and foreign direct investment. We've restored Ghana's credibility with our international partners, successfully completed the renegotiation of our debt obligations on terms that protect our sovereignty while at the same time ensuring sustainability. We're beginning the process of exiting the IMF program with dignity, not as supplicants, but as partners. Our young people are Ghana's greatest assets. We're beginning to see significant growth in sectoral performance. Construction, manufacturing, agriculture, and services are showing very strong growth. This is creating a new opportunity for decent employment for our youth.
Well, President Mahama said in the coming months, it will see a scale-up in infrastructure development, expansion of social interventions, and new job creation opportunities as the economy gains momentum.
The architecture of the Ghana we want must now be built on this foundation. In 2026, we shall accelerate and expand. Every child deserves a world-class education. We'll continue digitalizing our schools and ensure every classroom has the tools for 21st century learning. We shall operationalize universal health coverage through the free primary health care program, ensuring that no Ghanaian is denied care due to inability to pay. Through the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, we'll stretch a hand of support to our people suffering from non-communicable diseases. We shall make Ghana food self-sufficient and transform agriculture from subsistence to a thriving commercial activity through mechanization, value addition, and market access. We're working to achieve 30% share of renewable energy in our national energy mix, reducing costs and protecting our environment. We shall deliver social housing through public-private partnerships, and we shall intensify the fight against corruption with no sacred cows. Every CD belongs to the people of Ghana and must be accounted for. We'll implement the recommendations of the Constitutional Review Committee to make our 1992 Constitution an even greater guide for the consolidation of our democracy.
Well, President Mahama also urged Ghanaians to maintain confidence and support for the ongoing reforms.
Governments do not build nations alone. They do that with the cooperation of the citizenry. As we enter 2026, I call upon each one of you First, our young people. You are not the leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders of today. Take ownership of this reset agenda. Innovate, create, and build. Ghana needs your energy and your ideas and your commitment. To our entrepreneurs and business leaders, invest in Ghana, build your businesses that create jobs and wealth for yourselves and for the Ghanaian economy. I pledge to maintain a conducive environment for your businesses to thrive. Your commitment must be to seize the opportunities that we create.
President John Mahama there. So what do these comments mean in real terms? Joining us now is economics professor at the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Patrick Esume. We're grateful for your time on the Midday News. Well, the president highlights stabilization of the fundamentals and then also removal of structural obstacles. In your assessment, which specific reforms over the past year are most consequential, and are they even enough to shift the economy towards sustained growth?
Good afternoon and Happy New Year to listeners, and thanks for having me. So I think the president is right that some strong foundation has been laid, much of it on trying to restore the IMF program from the difficulties that we ended 2024 with. And I think the structure, so when we talk about reforms, I think the biggest thing that has helped is that the administration has moved the consolidation primarily from more taxation to more expenditure restraint. I think that has been absolutely helpful. And that has meant that some of the tax relief that it promised has happened. And the businesses have become more confident and the consumers have become more confident. So that really has helped. The other thing that we should acknowledge, which we didn't have much control over, is that the prices of our major export items have done extremely well, especially gold and to some extent cocoa. That's also enabled the central bank to support the cedi and strengthen the cedi. The president referred to the strengthening of the cedi without necessarily mentioning that fact.
Right.
But these, in and of itself, are things that we don't do repeatedly. So I think if you read the IMF fifth review, there are some outstanding reforms that will help the sustainability of these macro gains going forward. Right. I think those are areas that the government has to pay attention to.
Which brings me to my next question. From your standpoint, what concrete fundamentals will need to improve before we can say that Ghana is truly entering a takeoff phase?
So the big issue outstanding is addressing the structural problems that ensures that the country doesn't add enough value. I think that is the main area that we have to focus on. When we end the IMF program, the IMF program may help deliver some macroeconomic stability. What it doesn't do is to change how your economy works, add productivity where you should add, and then add value. So when you don't do that, the fiscal adjustment that we've made, it will only be transient, because it means that over time, if our exposures to international price volatility remains, and if you have a bear market right now, then it means that the gold that you stockpiled, for instance, it will become of less value. So I think it's important that we encourage more value addition.
Right.
I think that is the critical element, that if we do that, and then we also ensure that when the certain sectors of the economy are growing, it pulls others along.
Right.
Yes, the economy has been growing relatively well in recent times, but it doesn't create enough jobs. And also there's some disconnect between the growth and Ghanaians. The sectors that Ghanaians work. That's because the most productive sectors of the Ghanaian economy are really run by foreigners. And when those sectors are doing well, they don't necessarily create jobs. And many Ghanaians feel a little bit disconnected from the progress of the growth that is happening. I think this is where we need deliberate policy. We can use the power of public procurement to support the small businesses,
Okay.
the one that the president referred to.
Yes.
The government cannot create enough jobs for those people. But we've seen a lot of young people becoming very innovative in processing, in packaging on small scale.
Right, Professor.
What we need is that we need to use public procurement to support them so that we buy Ghana first. And then we only look elsewhere when there's really no opportunity for us to patronize what is made in Ghana.
All right, Professor Sumin there talking to us about value addition to the economy. Moving on, this afternoon, the Ghana Union of Traders Association says its members will continue trading without charging value-added tax as they are yet to receive the new tax receipt booklets from the GRA. The VAT reform, which took effect yesterday, reduced the effective VAT rate from 21.9% to 20% and raised the registration threshold from 200,000 Ghana cedis to 750,000 Ghana cedis. Now, speaking to Joy News, Guta President Clement Boateng said members will begin charging VAT once the new receipt booklets are issued.
Even though implementation is starting tomorrow, luckily for us, we are on holidays, and the real implementation, as far as I'm concerned, will start on Monday. So since currently we haven't had any modalities from the GRA as far as implementation is concerned, we think we are going to, be making our sales without charging any VAT until we get a clear-cut, direction from GRA.
Former Interior Minister Ambrose Derry has expressed concern over delays in constructing the 196-kilometer Wenchi-Solawa Road nearly 2 months after President Mahama performed the sword-cutting ceremony. While commending the government for the initiative, he says it will boost the Northern Enclave's economy. Mr. Derry urged that work should proceed faster. Rafiq Salam reports.
President John Dramani Mahama, a couple of months ago, at two separate events, Asola and Gole in the Savannah and Upper West regions, broke the ground for work to begin on the Wenchi-Solawa Road and the Watumuhen to Munabrango Road. Ambrose expected work to begin in earnest, but not an inch of blade space has been constructed so far.
The big push on the morning tomorrow has not been, it's not obvious. It should be started. The president rightly recognized that road has been awarded, and I'm happy that they are trying to mobilize money to do it. But probably they should do it a little bit faster.
Ambrose waded into the issue of bail conditions granted by the courts, which he thinks could be addressed better.
People are being or not granted, and when they are granted, the various sums are rather colossal. Yes, it can be related to the value of what the offense or loss that has been occasioned. But in some of those cases where they have properties involved, like properties that you are frozen and are in your control, probably there should be a better way of handling it.
On the MPP flag bearer contest, though he sided with the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, as the best man for the job, he urged aspirants to campaign with decorum and civility in order not to poison their interpersonal relationship, which will jeopardize their chance of uniting in their bid to an power. Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam, Kokoligu.
You're still listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll take a break when we return. Record turnout as Love FM's family party in the park dazzles Kumasi on New Year's Day at the Ratri Park.
This is the third time, that I'm being here. Make us say, Afibia Obia Amra. I had your fun.
And the big one for this evening. The Joy FM 90s Jam is finally here as we prepare for this evening's extravaganza. Some of our colleagues here at Joy News have been giving us a throwback of their favorite 90s song.
I don't want your number, no. I don't want to give you mine, and no. I don't want how we're doing it back in the 90s, yeah? I mean, back in school when we have variety shows.
Ready to feel the rhythm. Get ready to relive the glory of the 90s. These are the classics. The decade that changed music is back. Joy FM 90s Jam is back. On Friday, 2nd January 2026 at Pleasant Gardens, Joe will rock your best 90s gear from ball game, Carl Conine, cross collars, FUBU, and many more. And let's hit the dance floor on the first official Jam of 2026. From the 90s hip-hop, R&B, hip life to high life, we shall drop your favorites. We shall drop the anthems. One night, one stage, one unforgettable vibe. Joy FM 90 Jam, Pleasant Gardens, 2nd January 2026. Tickets are on sale now. Dial *725 *3404 hash to get yours. The Joy FM 90 Jam 2026 is powered by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, Ayuda app, Ghana's #1 services app, Barco Services Vibri. Live on 2 feminine watch. Stay fresh to impress. Day by day men. Strong and refined. The skincare you deserve. Green, Walla Natural Mineral Water. A taste of life.
Jack was on his way home. Just another evening drive. Laureen was crossing the street. Just another walk to the shop. But in a split second, everything changed. One moment could save a life. Accidents keep rising and casualties keep climbing, leaving families in pain. Remember, avoid drinking and driving. Wear your seatbelts, helmets, and look both ways before crossing. Road safety is in your hands. The road safety campaign is brought to you by Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app. Barco Services Vibri. Universal Motors Limited. Driving trust, delivering excellence. And powered by Joy FM, Adum FM, Asempa FM, Hits FM, Joy News, and Joy Prime.
Welcome back to the Midday News. We have sports with Achu.
Hi, Maame Esi, and the Cup of Nations enters the round of 16 from tomorrow. One game to keep an eye on is Algeria's contest versus DR Congo. Let's hear from the technical advisor to the Congolese FA, Gabriel Zagwani.
In terms of the quality we have now, the belief we have now, and historically we've always had 1 or 2 star players, and I think the difference now with the DR Congo is it's a team game now. You know, there's no standout star player, and I think that collective group and that passion we all bring at the moment, and everyone working for each other, is our advantage at the moment. I think before we've had, the Trezon Portus, the Lomana Lualuas, the Yannick Balassis, we've had a star player, but
well, we'll look ahead to the rest of the games later today on Game Plan.
Thank you, Achu. Now, thousands of Ghanaians converged at Ratri Park in Kumasi on New Year's Day as Love FM's family party in the park staged a spectacular celebration with live music, energetic dance and festivities, and the event drew record crowds, cementing its status as Kumasi's premier outdoor family gathering to ring in the new year. Clinton,
what I say? This is when you won't go for me, boy. David, well, the excitement is enormous, bruh. When you made me go for day. Men couldn't quit now. They were higher. Or people say, "Oh, my God, someone no free attack." And it didn't go. Just as you heard from them, until they get tired, they are not going to leave the dancing floor. This is the 3rd time, that I'm being here. Make us say, Afibia Obia Amra, I had your front part. And so, from organization perspective, we want to know if target has been met.
You can see the numbers comparatively. This year looks a little better than last year in terms of the numbers, and it has been a very successful event. In fact, 2026 looks super. 2026 looks so good. So the people of Kumasi should watch out for bigger events coming their way.
We have achieved targets because we get to have direct consumer engagements. We get to have a large crowd to sample our products, and then we get to have some for the cooking.
And the big one this evening. As the countdown draws closer, some multimedia group staff are throwing their weight behind their favorite 90s hits, a nostalgic reminder, I beg your pardon, of just how exciting those days were. Now, turn up the volume and let the memories take over.
It's gonna make me got to do it.
I don't want your number, no. I don't want to give you mine, and no. I don't want how we're doing it back in the 90s, yeah? I mean, back in school when we have variety shows. I don't want your number, no. I don't want to give you mine, and no. I don't want to meet you, no, and no. I don't want none of your time, no. I don't want no scrap. Scrap is the guy that gain no love from me. Yo, if you love this music, I mean, this kind of songs, yeah? You know, we get to relive all those moments this evening at the Pleasant Gardens inside Jolu. It's all about the Joy FM 90s Jam. Listen, it's the first Friday of the new year, and how best are you going to start the new year than showing up at the Pleasant Gardens? Come, let's jam, let's wind down, be in your best 90s outfit, bring the afro hair, bring the baggy jeans, the fubu shorts, the filler boots. I mean, what not? Your Tims, what?
Back then, our songs used to be very interesting. Back in the days, yeah, our song used to it used to hit. When you hear the 90s song, like, yeah, now born nice, like it was jamming. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the war for a new sun, a new day has come.
We must have been stone crazy, 'cause we thought we were just friends. I've been thinking about you, baby. Okay, so the question right now is, do you know the artist or the group that sang this song? Yeah. You'd be like, Matada, I've heard it before, but I don't know who sang or the group that sang it. Well, 90s Jam is happening tonight. You have to pull up. You understand? It's all music, vibes, everything from the 90s, all the way down to, let's say, the 2000s, yeah.
Well, you have to pull up, but my colleague Michelle Latte has returned from the venue, the Pleasant Gardens at Jolu, to see how preparations are going.
I'm live here at the Pleasant Gardens, where tonight we are going to see the 90s Jam happening. You can see behind me the cabanas, which are ready to house our patrons tonight. Let's come closer to see the stage that has been set for tonight. The crew members have been on set and they are making sure that everything is put together. So tonight we have a smooth show. I'll be getting closer to one of the crew members in charge of lighting, and he's going to talk to us about how preparations are going so far. But you can see the stage fully set up. The sound systems are in. We've come to meet some of the other crew members also on land. They are checking everything to make sure that you have the nostalgic moment you're looking at having or reliving the 90s tonight. Let me get closer to one of the crew members. As I mentioned, he's in charge of lighting. Good morning, sir. Tell us your name and how preparations are going so far.
Okay, my name is Eric, well known as Bobby. I'm from Silicon House Production. I'm the lighting head for Silicon, and preparations ongoing here is smooth. We came in yesterday around 2 p.m. We've done about 70% of the work. This morning we're just finishing up and then fine-tune everything, so we are good to go.
So for you also at home joining us tonight, know that this is the right time for you to come in your retro outfit and make sure that you come in to enjoy the music. We are taking you back to the 90s.
Well, I don't know what you'll be doing at home if you're not at 90s Jam this evening. I certainly will be there, and that's how we end this afternoon's bulletin here on Joy 99.7 FM. See you at the 90s Jam.